teams get ready to square off in what ought to be an old-fashioned slobber knocker. As we'll see a team fresh and ready to go off a bye week, the Oklahoma Sooners taking on the winners of 7 straight, the Florida Gators. For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Time to get this game started. Welcome to the Swamp, the giant that the head ball coach awakened, one that thrived in urban renewal, and now one where only the Gators get out alive. What we have in store for you today, a clash between a couple of SEC teams that could have season-long ramifications. As we'll see a team fresh and ready to go off a bye week, the Oklahoma Sooners taking on the 10th-ranked team in the land, the Florida Gators. Glad to have you with us for EA Sports College Football. I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack and Jesse Palmer with me in the booth. Guys, we are ready to tee it up. And the Sooners will kick it off to get us underway. He'll return it. Rolling the dice to bring it out of the end zone did not work out as he stopped at the 13. They've got the big fellas out there. A 3 tight end look on 1st and 10. To the ground with the back. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3. The Gators want to pick up the tempo. He leaves it with the back. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3.
Well, they're trying to get that run play going to the outside, but it's the defensive end who does a great job winning his one-on-one and forcing the negative play.
And the running game has gone in the wrong direction. The offense tries to turn it around and go forward on 3rd down. They'll move the running back to try to force the defense to adjust. Got a lot of running room. Slammed to the ground, but not before he gets the 1st down.
I love this type of play because it looks like a jet sweep. The defense, they're a bit confused pre-snap. They don't know who has the ball, and all of a sudden, that guy with his speed is in the 2nd level of the defense before the defense even knows what happened.
And the Gators will snap it on 1st and 10. Now they'll run it to the right here. And he's a real nowhere man tackled in this no-gain land. Got stuffed on 1st down. It's 2nd and 10. Now the toss. As the 40, there he goes. They make the stop, but there is a flag on the field. We'll see what that's all about. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. They'll line up for a 2nd down play. Goes to the option. Can't get him to the ground. They bring him down, but a solid pickup to put them in position to pick up a 1st down. These guys have really performed at a high level in SEC play, and the task is to try to keep this groove going.
Yeah, when you start the season like this, man, this is exactly what you drew up. Win your conference, be great in your conference, get to the conference championship. I'm not putting the cart before the horse, Palmer, but great start.
No doubt. To win the SEC is a long road. You know about that. I know about that personally. And they just got to take one game at a time. They've done an outstanding job of doing that this year.
The Gators will punt this one away. He ought to be able to use his first punt to pin him deep. He'll try to field the punt and bring it back. And he's going to get it up to about the 29-yard line before he's brought down. This crowd going to try to make life miserable for these guys. Out of the gun, the inside give. And he's able to shed one tackle and pick up pretty good yardage. The Sooners want to move quickly.
Man, when I can run the football like that on 1st down and create 2nd and in.
He lost it high and deep down the left side. And the pass is complete. He's got it at the 20. Touchdown, Oklahoma! And once he found some daylight, it was time to make a house call.
And when you have so many playmakers on offense like they do, they can score quickly. You just saw it right there.
And he's got the extra point, and it's 7-0 to start this one. Aggressive play calling on that drive. Just 2 plays, they get the long touchdown pass to pay it off. The kickoff unit about to go to work. From back of the end zone, he'll bring it out. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. Florida has the ball back, and here comes the offense. That last drive won't go on the highlight reel after ending in a punt. They'd like to be more productive. And they get to the quarterback and knock him down back at the 16.
I think if you're the quarterback moving forward, you need to start thinking about hot routes to your tight ends and to your running backs because of this outside linebacker. He's a guy that has shown the knack to get after the QB. When he comes blitzing, you need to have an outlet throw in your back pocket.
May not be the most memorable play of the day, but it's important as he gets him out to the 25-yard line. They'll keep it on the ground. Tough, hard-nosed running. He picks up 3, but stopped just short. It'll be 4th and 1. And the offense will stay on the field. Do you think they're just going to try to make the defense jump?
325.
They get him on the ground, but it's a first down.
I think a lot of people in the stadium are questioning, why are they going for it on 4th and 1 in their own end of the field at this point of the game, but the gamble paid off.
Try to get the edge with a quick touch pass. And he never had a chance. Just stopped cold as soon as he got it.
The first thing you have to do to make these plays successful offensively is I have to block the edge. I got to get my speedster in space. They didn't do a good job of getting that guy out there in space where he could really use his jets. Nice job by the defense understanding it, seeing it, rallying to it, and tackling that guy for a loss.
They'll run the option. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3. The Gators come to the line in the hurry-up. Receivers telling the quarterback what they see. He'll ride his man on the option. Still running at the 40. He's run out of bounds, but a big play on that one, and it'll be a first down.
There's an example of the offense taking advantage of all the attention the defense is giving this outstanding running back. Remember, he's one of the best in the game. They're expecting him to get the football, so the quarterback says, you know what? I'll just keep it. No one's keying on me. I'm going to get upfield and find an explosive play.
He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3. Last play was a near disaster. Now dealing with 2nd and 13. Here comes the option. Solid fundamentals on that tackle from this freshman.
I'll tell you, this is a running back who's very, very dangerous, and the defense did a good job getting him down there. But they got to do a great job gang tackling because this is a guy that can break tackles and turn those types of plays into home runs.
Plows through the defense. And now on the pitch, the ball's loose.
And that's why coaches hate to see their players try to lateral the football because you don't practice it. It's just off the cuff. And that time, they put it on the ground. That's a lesson for that young man moving forward. I don't think you're going to see him trying laterals anytime soon.
Now the Oklahoma offense will go back to work. Boy, David, they would love to stack another touchdown on top of that last drive.
And this offense did such a good job on the last drive. Everything in rhythm, moved the ball down the field, didn't make those mistakes, Jesse, and they need to do it again on this one.
Yeah, you're right. They had the defense on their heels. You wonder what sort of communication was going on that sideline. What sort of changes were they able to make because they got to stop the bleeding right now.
Time winding down in the quarter as they come to the line. Now facing a third down as they come back to the line after the break. From the gun, wants to pass. Throws to the wideout. Tremendous awareness along the sideline and the ability to get the foot down for the big pickup.
Well, I think on that play you saw why this guy's such a big weapon in this offense. At receiver, he does such a nice job with his routes. He's patient, and he's consistent, and he's got good hands. You don't see him put a lot of balls on the ground. Nice job there picking up the first down.
They're strong, and they're strong. Defensive tackles, they're strong. There's such big jokers in the middle where they just lock out those offensive linemen. And running backs, listen, they don't have much of a chance. When you got that 300-plus pound guy grabbing you around the shoulder pad, you tend to go to the ground pretty quickly.
That pass is incomplete, and they're probably fortunate that it wasn't knocked free for a fumble. Here comes the noise, backing this defense on third down. From the gun, wants to pass. Makes the grab.
Well, it didn't take long for this guy to leave his impact in the game, guys. With that catch, this guy's already over 100 yards in the game, and we're not even done the first half.
The Sooners will try to punch it in on first and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Sooners! Precision blocking up front created the open lane, and the running back followed it beautifully.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to follow an offensive line that makes those holes and just gives you a caravan all the way to the end zone. What an unbelievable job blocking up front.
On to attempt the try. And the extra point will tack another one onto this lead. Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
Dynamite matchup this week, fellas. Let's show you what's going down. Wisconsin is down, but they are not out of it. Not inside Camp Randall. One of the best home field advantages in all of college football. They're trailing by 11 to UCLA. Just another week of college football where we've come to expect the unexpected. Fellas?
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. The Gators sending the offense back to work. Now we'll get a chance to see if they can answer that last score, trailing by 14, Jesse.
Yeah, and at this point of the game, I feel like offensively, you should go back to what's been working for you in this game. Don't be afraid to dial up plays that you've already had success with, running it and throwing it. It's okay to repeat plays down 14 at this point.
And I would also say, Palmer, kind of understanding that my defense is not playing great, so I know offensively I got to put some good possessions together here, make something happen on this side of the football.
And a really nice run and pick up there before the defense avoided disaster and stopped the really big play.
When the running back gets going and gets ahead of steam like that, it's so hard to get to the ground. That's why you blitz. That's why you bring pressure. That's why you bring more guys in the box so you can get him before he gets going. But once he got going, you could tell it was hard to get a hand on him, hard to get him to the ground.
Quarterback quick pass to the receiver. And he'll step across the sidelines after making a good gain on that one.
And that play is essentially like a jet sweep, right? This offense is going to run the football conventionally. They'll do it between the tackles. They'll do it outside. But there's a lot of different creative ways they can get their playmakers the football in the running game. And I think that was an example of what you saw right there.
Kept it on the ground last time, bringing up a second down. Movement from the linebackers trying to mess with the offensive line's assignments. Whoops, someone moved a little bit early. Offense going to pick up a 5-yard penalty. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. Line getting set on second down. on the option. Just a solid stop by this sophomore.
I like feeding my guy. I like getting my running back touches, feeding the ball so he can break some of those big runs. But I'm also okay with these little ones. Set the tone, stay balanced.
If they can convert here, that type of play can really give you a shot of momentum. On third down, he'll try to pick it up through the air. It's complete to the right. And the defense able to drag him down, but not before they'll recycle that down marker. And the Gators are in the hurry-up. Touch pass on the jet sweep. Now he's got it all the way down to the 21-yard line, and they are threatening on first down. The Gators come to the line with a new set of downs.
This offense has a lot of different ways they can attack you, and you're going to see the entire playbook at work in this game. Throwing it, running it, and getting guys the ball out on the perimeter. Great job.
And he'll make his way out of bounds after the solid pickup. It'll be second down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. Wide out in motion. He's looking to throw. Into the end zone. And it's caught. Touchdown, Florida.
The great thing about spreading a defense out, I can see where the blitz is coming from. I can see where they're weak. I can see my matchups. Nice job by the offense. Spread them out, taking advantage of their matchup, and getting in for the score.
And after the extra point, they've cut the lead in half, down 14-7. So an 82-yard drive there. And they finish it by firing one in from the 13 for the score. Lining up to cover the kick after that touchdown drive. On the move from inside his own 20. And he'll be brought down after a solid effort on that return. So Oklahoma has it again, and here comes the offense. Jesse looking to take it down the field for back-to-back touchdowns.
I think it's really important for them moving forward, too, to have a lot of balance, right? You want to be able to keep this defense getting.
Fires into traffic, picked off. He'll try to take it back. And they capitalize not only on the pick, but on the great return to improve this field position.
As a quarterback, you've got to give your receiver an opportunity to make the play. You've got to put the ball in his body. That throw gets away a little bit from the QB, and that leads to the tick and the interception.
The Gators are threatening on first and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. Pushes ahead for 2 to the 7-yard line.
And a nice second effort by the back to break a tackle. But how about those defensive backs willing to come up, stick their face in the fan, and make a tackle?
Those are the best run defenses, too, right? It's not just D linemen and linebackers getting all the plays, but it's DBs that are willing to.
And he waltzes in for the score. Touchdown, Gators!
This offense is so good. Man, they can hurt you in so many different ways, and they do it so quick, so explosive. They can put small drives together, big drives together. They've really had a great year, and that's why they're a top 10 offense.
They'll try to tack one more on their score. Splits those uprights right in half. They got the ball in great field position, and bam, bam, 2 plays and into the end zone. All tied up and just about set to kick it away. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. And the returner will be dragged down. We'll take a quick break here. 2 minutes to play in the first half. Time for this Sooner offense to go back to work. Well, let's see if this drive goes better than the last one. They were in and out quickly after the quick pick, David.
Yeah, first play, big mistake, man. Now, let's get this offense in a little bit of a rhythm. Maybe before you open it up again, Palmer, or do you trust him right away?
He seems to me like the guy maybe that just needs to kind of get into the flow of the game. So maybe you get the running game going here and just give him some easy looks to let him get laid.
Just a simple power play. Again, not sexy, run the ball up the middle, physicality, offensive line gets to assert themselves, run block, which they love to do. This pays dividends down the road in the fourth quarter.
They'll immediately call timeout. Here comes this home crowd as the defense tries to get off the field on third down. Handoff from the gun. On the move at the 30. Coming through that third down conversion, and they'll mark it at the 43. It's a first down. They'll stop the clock to reset the chains. Offense up tempo. From the gun. Give on the inside.
Coaches always harp about staying ahead of the chains, and when you can run with that type of efficiency on first down, man, you are doing just that.
On second down, he'll let it fly. He hurls one deep down the left side. And he motors into the end zone. Touchdown, Oklahoma!
And I just love the execution by this offense. Late in the half, man, you want to take the lead. You want to get that momentum on your side, and they do it. They finish it with the passing game. And I'll tell you what, keep that passing game up. You can keep this lead, keep the momentum, and keep putting up numbers.
And with the extra point, the score is now 21-14. A very efficient 5-play scoring drive. And the capper coming on that 48-yard touchdown dart. The kickoff team out there set to boot it away. So much for the touchback. Here he comes. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. Florida has the ball back, and here comes the offense. So late in the half, this is really an opportunity, David, maybe to swing the momentum in their favor.
Dang right. There's no time to be conservative. We're a little bit down. Listen, I just think this is a point with the offense that they can prove. Like, we're here, we're going to create something now that we can build on in the second half.
Coach said all week he wanted to be aggressive. This is a great opportunity to show that right now. At the end of the first half, try and generate some momentum, score some points before going into halftime.
A timeout is called as this offense tries to find a way to get more points on the board before the half. They'll put it in play from the 27, first down. He's going to pass. Moving out of the pocket. He'll fire to his right. It's complete. A huge pickup. And he's knocked down, but not before moving the chains. The defense calls the timeout. Their second of the day as they try to get their act together. And the Gators come to the line with a fresh set of downs.
29 Philly. 2-9 Philly.
Wide receiver now comes in motion. Comes out throwing on first down. And the quarterback will be slung down back at the 43. There's a timeout on the field. Tight game here late in the first half.
That is a nice job by the defense in a sudden change type situation. The play before, you just gave up a big completion down the field. So you got to try to stop the bleeding. right away up front, your pass rush comes through for you and you create a negative play.
Offense calls a timeout here. Critically important to make sure they have the right play called and everyone on the same page here. Time dwindling away as they try to put points on the board right before the half. On 3rd and long, you'll need to push it downfield. Just gets rid of it to the running back underneath. Touchdown, Florida! What a catch and run for 6.
Yeah, the passing game comes through, man, and we need more of that in the second half. An extra point away from tying this football game. We trailed a little bit in the first half, stayed calm. If this passing game can continue to heat up, look out in the second half.
And he makes the extra point. So that scoring drive took only 6 plays. And the score comes on a pass from 40 yards out. You get that touchdown right before the half, build the momentum, and the last thing you need to do is mess it up by allowing a big kickoff return. On the move from inside his 5. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. One more play before the teams head to the locker rooms. These corners backing off a bit. They'll run it from the gun. Crosses the 30, he's got a lane. They make the stop, and that is the end of the first half. That's going to wrap up the first half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update. The Gators will kick it away first, and we'll start the second half. Here he comes from inside his own 5. And they'll bring him down to get the offense started on the next drive. Listen to this crowd just shaking the girders of this place, trying to help their defense. First play from scrimmage here in the second half, and they'll keep it on the ground. And he's brought down after a nice gain.
And a great job by the offensive line. If you're going to run the ball right up the middle, you better control the line of scrimmage. You can see the center, the guard, the tackles doing a good job getting on their guys just enough where this running back can get into space and make the big gain.
Well, he did everything he could to try to avoid all those defenders, but at the end, it's still a negative play. Tackle for loss.
One defender, then the next one. The blitzing guy got a shot at him. Everybody had a shot. It took a while to get him down.
Yeah, great effort by that defense. Not quitting on the play.
After losing a couple on that last play, here's 2nd and 12. The play action fake. Working that left side now. And the defense stops him just short of the first down. Maybe needed a few more chain links to move the sticks.
I want to get my running backs the ball in space as much as possible. And sometimes it doesn't work in the running game. But I can throw it to him. I can try to create some space out.
And he's running in the open. The 20. He's at the 10. He's all the way down to the 3. An electric run has him set up.
Yeah, it was explosive, but shoot, Reese could have run through that hole. I mean, it was wide open. He didn't have to break anybody's ankles. He didn't have to run through tackles. I mean, just great blocking up front and horrible, horrible defense.
This offense trying to quieten the crowd on 1st and goal, and they are not cooperating. Touchdown Sooners! An epic comeback. They'll talk about this one forever if they can hold on, but they're on top right now.
And the running back gets his 2nd rushing touchdown of the game. You want to continue to feed this guy. You can tell he's got a nose for the end zone, knows how to get in there, knows how to make things happen.
And the extra point makes it a 28-21 score. We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Terrific showdown this week, guys. Let's take a look at what's going on. Wisconsin is in trouble right now, and unless something changes, this is the type of day that can crush morale. Not Bucky's finest day at the office. They're trailing by 18 to UCLA. Any big developments in this one, we've got you covered with the best studio team in the business, gentlemen.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. The Gators sending the offense back to work. That last touchdown drive was surgical through the air, Jesse.
It sure was, and that's why this offense is so dangerous, David, because they can score in a hurry because of how efficient they are throwing the football.
Open runway ahead. Big gain on that one as he steps out of bounds with a first down. The Gators will hustle to the line. Quarterback flips it ahead quickly to the receiver. The defense wouldn't let him loose there, and it was a completion, but they lost yardage. Quick tempo here for the offense. On second down, he's looking downfield. And he was hit just as he released it, and it falls to the turf. Third down conversions are a huge stat, and this one would be a doozy if they can pull it off. Pocket starts to collapse. Another incompletion on third down.
That's why it's so important for this defense to win first and second down. You set up third and longs like that, you can show your exotic looks, you can get the pass rush going, everybody on the back end expecting throw, and that's how you force incompletions and force fourth downs.
Not going to risk a return here. He'll make the fair catch. Guys, we'll get another look at this Oklahoma offense. There wasn't much need to throw it around on that last drive for the touchdown, Jesse. They got it done running the ball.
And David, I don't think you have to overthink this thing. If they can't stop you running it, why would you stop handing it on? Just keep at it here on this drive.
Well, and if I'm the defense, I'm making some changes. I'm bringing in more big bodies. I'm playing more aggressive towards the line of scrimmage. I am not going to let them have that kind of drive again.
He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
And his running backs had all kinds of success. Now we're getting later in the game. We've got to make sure we get some stops, get the ball back to our offense.
Decibels rising as the crowd gets behind this defense on third down. Off the bootleg, wants to throw it. And he was drilled just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
And finally, the defense is able to get some pressure on this quarterback. They had been trying all game long different ways to affect him. Weren't able to get there. But on that play, because of the pressure, it affected his accuracy, and that's why the ball falls incomplete.
He'll get it up to about the 44-yard line before they slam the brakes on him. Florida has the ball back, and here comes the offense. They hope to be able to cash in on this drive, David, after having to punt it last time.
Yeah, and I think this offense needs to start it with the first play. You need to be successful and productive on that first play, and it gets you in less predictable situations.
No doubt, too. Don't you just feel like there's a little bit more sense of urgency on this drive? It just feels like they've got to be able to put some points up on the board here.
The offense lining up for a first down play. Wide receiver shows motion. Here's the snap, itching to fire downfield. Got out of trouble and throws. It's complete on the right side.
You know, it's one thing to have all the accolades preseason, to have all the expectations, but it's another thing to be able to go out and execute week in, week out. He's done that. He now has over 1,500 receiving yards on the year.
This offense has a second down play. And a good, solid pickup before the defense cuts him down.
I think they called that knowing they weren't going to hit a home run. So why would you call it that? Well, you call it so third down becomes an easier down. It's not third and long where I have to pass the football. Now all options on the table.
They'll run the option. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3.
Well, this defense knew that they were going to be seeing some option in this game, and right now everybody's doing a nice job playing their assignments. On the third play of that drive, they were expecting it, and everyone communicating and all rallying to the football. That was nice to see if you're the coaching staff.
Was looking for more running room, but found nothing but more tacklers. He's down at the 24. Here comes the Sooner offense back onto the field. They'll have another opportunity to extend this lead after punting last time, David.
And it's important to put that punt behind you. It's over. Let it go. Get back to what you were doing that built this lead.
Yeah, and defense, obviously, they won a few downs that last drive, so we got to put them on their heels here. Maybe mix up a few personnel groupings and try to show them some pictures they haven't seen yet.
They'll give it to him again. Not a whole lot of room there. 3 yards maybe. 2nd and 7.
Small gain, I know. But again, the defense knows he's going to run the football. He's willing to run the football, not just drop back and pass. Make him honor the run game. You got to do a lot of this.
After the 3-yard pickup, they come to the line, 2nd and 7. They'll test the right side. Nowhere to run on that one. He loses 4 on the carry.
Those are the kind of plays in the second half you have to make. This back has had plenty of success. He's gotten a lot of touches. Now, defensively, we got to show him things are about to be different.
Better find the earplugs. Here comes the noise. Backing this defense on 3rd down. From the gun, wants to pass. He looks that one in nicely. And they'll finally get him down after a terrific pickup.
Defenses throughout the week study every 3rd down situation. You got to be ready for what they do, how they do it, and then be able to adjust. Great job by the offense so far having success.
And the Sooners are flying down the field. Keeping it on the ground with the running back. And this one will be stopped for no gain.
As an offense, you've got the lead, you've had success running the football. You hope that this play is just a blip because you know you're going to have to lean on your bell cow running back to ice this game and close it.
2nd down coming up. Looks as if they didn't get it off in time. It'll be a delay of game. There's a difference between being methodical and thorough and slow. They were slow, and they got the flag. 2nd down here as they go back to work after the break. He's looking to throw. Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face 3rd down.
Well, this defense felt coming into the game that if he was going to try to throw from the pocket, they could get to him and affect his accuracy, and they did on that last play.
On 3rd and long, hoping to throw beyond the sticks. And he makes the catch, but he can't stay in bounds. That'll be incomplete. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. The The Sooners with the 1st and 10. We'll see if this offensive line is ready for the blitz. Handoff to the lone back. Nowhere to run on that one. He loses 4 on the carry.
That's a big stop for the defense. That running back has had so much success. You're down in the football game. You need to get the ball back to your offense. You create a play like this. This will get the fires going, get the juices going. Now we got to go get a few more.
Takes a hit as he fires. That pass is incomplete, and they might be fortunate it wasn't knocked free for a fumble. It'll be 3rd down.
Nice job by the quarterback trying to buy time and scrambling to the right, but it was the hit that forced that incompletion.
Big 3rd down as the crowd gets behind this defense. They'll run play action. Might be looking to run. They've got the play bottled up. Fumble, it's out. Bounced right back to them.
Doesn't it always seem like that ball is on the ground for like 30 seconds? You got 17 guys running at it in slow motion. Like, we got to get the football offense. Very lucky to get that football back.
4th down, and the punt team sends it the other way. And good work by the coverage team to get the return man down on the ground. The Gators sending the offense back to work. Boy, 3 and out last time, David. They'd like to be more productive this time around.
Yeah, in the last drive, nothing really clicked. No rhythm. Got off the field really, really quickly. They need to put something together here.
Yeah, David, bad execution on that last drive, so they got to take a collective breath and start playing like a unit on this one.
The incompletion brings up a 2nd down. Touch pass on the run. Finds his way for 3 out to the 33. And the Gators racing to the line in the hurry-up. Receiver on the move gets the touch pass. Across the 45. He's run out of bounds, but not before. Turning in a big pickup and moving the sticks for a 1st down.
Yeah, and way to be creative. Way to get the ball in the perimeter really quickly. Get some speed outside. All you got to do is secure that edge, and you're just trying to get that 1st down. Nice job. Nice play call by the offense.
On the option. Gets it past the 1st down marker and still running. Powers through. And he'll step into the end zone. Touchdown, Gator!
And it's one thing to get a few yards and, see quarterbacks slide. This guy gets to the 2nd level, and he's got the speed to run away from DBs, to make people look silly. It's so nice having such a dynamic weapon at your quarterback position.
And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Boys, if it's happening in college football, we've got eyes on it. Check this out. Indiana is on the wrong end of a steel-toed boot today. This is one of those performances we simply do not see for this program. Embarrassing.
And he takes this from inside the 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. Here comes the Oklahoma offense. They just didn't quite find the rhythm on that last drive, Jesse. They had to punt it.
I think they got to be more physical, David. I think up front they got to do a better job getting blocks and establishing this running game.
And how easy does football become if you're the more physical team? If you can threaten the run and then run play action, it opens up the whole offense at your disposal.
They'll run it. Found a little bit of running room, knocked down at the 24 after a pickup of 4. Here comes this home crowd as the defense tries to get off the field on 3rd down. From the gun, wants to pass. They're trying to get to it. That pass not close as he got drilled trying to deliver it, and it'll bring up 4th down. The Sooners will bring the punt team onto the field. Well, what that punt lacked in height, it made up for by being short. Good job by the coverage unit to stop the return man. Florida has the ball back, and here comes the offense. How big is this drive? Scored a touchdown the last time they had it. Defense gets a stop, and now it's up to them in a tie game.
All right, so if you're the offensive coordinator here, let's dial it in. Who are your best matchups and best playmakers to take advantage of this golden opportunity?
Yeah, and I'm interested to see this defense, too. Like, the momentum is clearly not in your favor. How do you get it back? How do you make a big play? Do you be more aggressive here to try to get the football back to your offense?
He'll try to do it himself.
Man, that's so frustrating. And it happens so fast. He just pulls it down. It looks like pass. He pulls it down, and he's gone. Just like that, chewing up yards. So much speed, so hard to stop.
Now inside 4 minutes to go here on second down. He's looking to throw. Makes the grab. And he's knocked down immediately, but not before he moves the chains. The Gators in the hurry-up. Fast motion from the offense. Quarterback touch pass on the jet sweep. And he's stuffed by that big defensive tackle up front.
Got to give the defense credit. Watching film, anticipating. They knew that this offense had this play in their back pocket. They knew about the speed of this wide receiver and different ways they were going to try to get him involved. Everybody on defense on the same page, playing together. I love it.
On the option. He'll toss it. Smashes through the tackle. Finally run out of bounds, but he has this offense rolling with a first down. The Gators are on the move. It's reverse. Touchdown, Florida! They move on top here in the fourth. What a perfect play call to get the score.
And you're watching the backside on all your runs, making sure that backside, they're not cheating, not flying to the football. The offense saw something, caught them in it, and the defense didn't have an answer. The reverse works to perfection.
The extra point is good, and now in the fourth, they're up by a touchdown and an extra point. Kickoff team has the ball teed up, and they're about ready to go. On the run from inside his own 5. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. Here come the Sooners ready to go on offense. Their drive chart is starting to look a little monotonous. Punt, 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 David.
And their defense is starting to get a little...
He lobs one high down the left side. And it slips through his fingers, incomplete. That would have been a huge gain if he could have squeezed it. After they couldn't connect, it's 2nd and 10. He's looking to throw. Finds his tight end. And the defense had that one well covered, just a short game there.
A nice job by the defense there, tackling the catch and smothering the tight end. They know this offense is going to try to find him in the passing game in a lot of different situations. That time, perfect coverage, and nice job bringing the big guy down. Not easy to do.
On 3rd and long, trying to have a big completion here. Finds a man on the left. Love to see these 3rd down conversions on offense, and they're out to their own 39-yard line. And the Sooners have it with a 1st and 10. They'll leave it with the lone back. At midfield, he's got room. They wrestle him to the ground, but he's got plenty for a first down.
Well, they get another big run for a first down, and if you're on offense, you love the way your offensive line is blocking early in this game. They are getting tremendous movement, and they're making life pretty easy for these running backs right now.
In search of that tying touchdown. They've moved the chains a couple of times. It's 1st and 10 again. Right back to the well. And a good, solid pickup there before the defense knocks him down. Everybody has to be set. They have to get it off. Leaves it with the running back. The Sooners get it past the sticks. They'll rush to the line. Clock stopped for the 1st down. They'll set the chains and wind the clock. Use the play fake. Now to throw. Looking to the big tight end. Makes a connection. And he's chased out of bounds, but not before he gets the 1st down. Stops the clock and has them on the move trying to get the late score. And a big opportunity for this offense to tie the game up in the 4th with a touchdown. Able to pick his way forward for a decent game before the defense gets him down.
And down here near the goal line, you've got to be physical. And this guy's proven it today, Palmer. They've given it to him. He's put it in the end zone twice already. I'm going to keep featuring him.
So you know the defense is going to be king too, right? Because he's hurting them a little bit in this game already. They're going to be finding a way to try to get some penetration, anticipating this guy to touch it again.
Now 2nd and goal, and right in the teeth of this noise. Trying to power it in. That play just never had a chance. They knock him down for a loss of 5. They're at their fastest tempo trying to get off this 3rd down play. They're testing the right side here. Nowhere to run on that one. He loses 4 on the carry. Trailing and getting deep in the game. They'll go for it here on 4th and goal. Trying play action. Getting some heat. Blasted as he lets it go. Into the end zone for a touchdown. And now just 1 point away from a tie.
What a massive play by this offense. Man, you needed it. Great execution. Now kick the extra point, tie this football game up late, or do you go for 2? Do you go for the win? Do you try to take the lead? That is a you decision.
And now they're going to go for 2 and the possible win, and this crowd rises up to try to make it tough. They want to throw it. It's incomplete, and the try for 2 and the attempt to take the lead does not work in the final seconds. About to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. That ball skips through the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 25-yard line. The Gators sending the offense back to work. Guys, you want to be productive here and not go into a shell, but you've got to take care of the ball.
Yeah, and I think you say productive, Reese. Productive at this point in the game is running the clock and getting 1st down. So, Jesse, I can expect this defense to be aggressive, way up near the line of scrimmage, bringing a bunch of bodies, trying to stop the run.
And that's why it puts a lot of pressure on an offense, David, because you know if you do try to throw the football, it's probably man coverage, you're probably getting blitzed, it's going to be into a small window. It is not easy to execute in this situation of the game.
Plenty of fireworks in this one, a lot of points. They always talk about having the chalk last, and it seemed like whoever was on offense had the last laugh.
It's amazing how much offense has just boomed in college football. So good, so many ways to hurt you, and you saw both of these offenses put on a show today, Jess.
Dave, we talked to both of these coaching staffs, and their defensive coordinators were losing sleep all week. They knew this was going to be a tough task ahead of them. So much speed, so much firepower on both of these offenses. And man, we saw that here today.